A few weeks ago, I wrapped up a series covering unusual yet cool secrets and Easter eggs from every Pokemon generation. I had a really good time with it, so I figured I would keep the fun going, but this time focusing on Pokemon types. There are 18 different Pokemon types, which means this could be quite the series if this video does well, so be sure to let me know if you enjoy it with a comment and a like. We're going to be starting things off with the electric type because, well, electric is a pretty cool type, so without any further ado, let's jump right in. Let's start things off with one of the more iconic electric types, specifically a Pikachu clone, and even more specifically, Dedenne. The Kalos Pikachu-like Pokemon is not only electric type, but fairy as well. While the reason for its fairy type might not be immediately clear, it is pretty cute and the fairy type was introduced in Kalos, so that makes sense, right? Well, yes it does, but there's actually a more specific and interesting reason for the typing that's easy to miss. In France, where Kalos is based, the equivalent to the Tooth Fairy is known as the Little Mouse, which is what Dedenne is, explaining the real reason why it has the fairy type. One very interesting point of note concerning electric types actually comes out of Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Within the data of the games, there are files present for unused playable characters, one of them having the name pra_mai. Both parts of this name are consistent with Plusle and Minun's Japanese names, leading many to believe that these two Pokemon in fact were considered, but cut from Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and were planned to be a tag team character similar to the Ice Climbers, further adding to this possibility. Back to the main series though, there's an ironic coincidence that occurs with one electric Pokemon from Unova, Thundurus. Thundurus is known as the Bolt Strike Pokemon, which also just so happens to be the name of a move as well. However, despite Thundurus' category and this move sharing a name, in both English and Japanese to boot, Thundurus cannot learn this move as Bolt Strike is the signature move of Zekrom. So I'm sure you have all heard about that story from the anime where the infamous episode Electric Soldier Porygon was banned after its airing in Japan caused many children to have seizures due to a sequence with bright flashing lights. Well, a similar sort of scenario happened in the games as well, except this time it was done to prevent something before it could happen. In Pokemon Red and Blue, the animation for the move Thunderbolt was toned down compared to how it appeared in the original Japanese Red and Green, where it uses more flashes that are shorter in length comparatively, a change that was once again made to reduce the possibility of seizures in those who witnessed the move. Speaking of Thunderbolt though, the Z move 10 million volt Thunderbolt actually has an interesting fact about it that gets overlooked in English. The name itself might just sound like an average way to name a powerful electric type attack, but it's actually specifically in reference to the Japanese name of the regular Thunderbolt move, which is known as 100,000 volts, thereby illustrating that 10 million volt Thunderbolt is an upgraded version of the move. The base Thunderbolt move is also one of the original electric type moves introduced in Generation 1. In fact, every single electric type move introduced in Gen 1 begins with the word Thunder, consisting of Thunder Shock, Thunderbolt, Thunder itself, Thunder Punch, and Thunder Wave. The move Thunder also has a little bit of referential material hidden in plain sight. From Red and Blue all the way up until Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, Thunder could be found in item form as TM25, and it just so happens that 25 is the national Pokedex number of Pikachu, who is the very first Pokemon in the Pokedex, numerically speaking, who is able to learn Thunder by leveling up. And since we're talking about Pikachu, one of the more well-known facts on this list, but also one of the most unexpected yet cool things to ever happen concerning the Pokemon franchise, has to do with Pikachu as well. In 2001, the island nation of Niue, which is located in the general vicinity of New Zealand in the Pacific Ocean, printed actual, real usable currency featuring various Pokemon, including Pikachu, on commemorative $1 coins. The coins are worth much more than that these days, however, as they are pretty sought-after collector's items. From one Kanto electric type to another, we've now got something interesting about Voltorb. Voltorb often gets treated like a punching bag, unfortunately, with many people using it as an example of a quote-unquote bad Pokemon design, since it is essentially just a Pokeball with a pair of eyes attached to it. However, the value of Voltorb's design comes when you actually research it a little bit more. First and foremost, it and its evolution Electrode are also based on the RPG mechanic of a Mimic. A Mimic is something found in many RPGs that is meant to look like a treasure chest or some kind of valuable item, but when the player approaches, it reveals that it is actually an enemy in disguise. Voltorb and Electrode play exactly that role in the Pokemon games, looking just like Pokeballs, which is how items are often depicted in the overworld in the Pokemon games. Furthermore though, Voltorb specifically also has another inspiration, the Sukumogami, which is some kind of inanimate object that will gain a spirit and come to life after 100 years. This inspiration is symbolized by Voltorb's Pokedex number 100 being the same number of years it takes the Sukumogami to come to life. And last but not least, we're going to finish this video off with Zapdos. Of any legendary Pokemon that has a static encounter where they can only be found in one fixed location, Zapdos is able to be found the earliest, only requiring the player to have 2 gym badges to be encountered and potentially caught. This works for the original Kanto games as well as the remakes. Well, there you have it everyone. Be sure to let me know if you enjoyed the video and if you'd like to see more of these for the other Pokemon types as well. Subscribe if you haven't already for more Pokemon content, and support the channel further if you'd like by checking out my Pokemon remixes on Spotify and by watching my Pokemon Cardinal series if you haven't yet. With that said, I will be back on Thursday with a brand new episode of Pokemon Cardinal, so hit your notification bell for that. And until then, as always, I love you all, and I will smell you guys later.